Hi guys, welcome to Red Sweet Outdoors. It's time for some outdoor cooking, and today on the menu is beef stroganoff. So let's dive in. Hello, welcome to Gothenburg, and it's late May and we have a dry spell that's been going on for weeks, so everything outside is dry as bone. But nevertheless, I'm going to do some outdoor cooking, and to keep on the safe side I will use my Trangia in a fire pit. And today I'm going to do a dish, as with all good dishes, has a story behind it, and it's named after a Russian noble family, the Stroganoff. That much is clear, but the definite origin is somewhat obscured. One version speaks about a night there was an extreme cold, so the chef could only make very thin slices of the meat. And another one speaks of an old count that was somewhat of a gourmet, but he lost several of his teeth, so he said to the chef, make the meat very thin. No matter what, it's still a damn good dish, and today it's beef stroganoff, and as always I adapted it somewhat for outdoor cooking, so it's not quite the original recipe, but we'll see how it goes. So tag along. And to make things a bit easier for myself, I'm going to serve my beef stroganoff today with some pasta because it takes shorter time. So let's get them going, and I can prepare the rest of the ingredients meanwhile they are boiling for a bit efficiency. So let's start peeling and dicing an onion, or at least in half one for this recipe, since it's only one serving. And a clove of garlic. Was a bit boring part. Let's throw that away. Food for the crows. Like so. And then it's time for the beef, and I said it was supposed to be thin slices, and as you can see this is thin, and it's going to get thinner still because I'm gonna slice it like so. To make it real thin strips, because that's what the recipe called for. And I think this will be thin enough even to a toothless count. And now I'm pretty much done with the food prep, so now we just wait for the pasta. Well, the timer says that the pasta should be done. Let's see if I agree. Oh, almost. I would say that last seconds of getting ready can be done on the after heat. So let's prepare for the frying pan. Let's add some oil. And let's add the beef and the onions. And we add some salt, pepper and paprika powder. So now when we have a bit more moderate heat, I'm going to add these ingredients for the sauce. And I pre-mixed these to make it easier for myself to not have multiple cans with me. So this contains tomato puree, Dijon mustard, sour cream, and because I like that, some barbecue sauce mixed with stock. The original recipe calls for stock of veal, but since I'm going outdoor, I'm going a bit wild and crazy. So this will simmer together for a couple of minutes and then it's done. And just like that, it is done. Time to add some pasta and some greenery and call it good. So there is the pasta. The original recipe calls for potatoes or potato puree, but that takes forever, and I wanted this a quick meal. And to top it off, you need cucumber. So, bon appetit. Let's try this out. And here I could debate that I will save dishes by serving it in the frying pan, or I can confess that I've quite simply forgot my plate at home. You should definitely try this out. Yeah, that was a good one. One can argue that when cooking outdoors you want some level of conveniency and you want things to go pretty quick. And that's of course an argument for freeze-dried food in a bag. Just boil water, pour it in, wait a couple of minutes and you have food. Some of them taste decent, I think. Or you could do something like this. It takes approximately twice the time to make freeze-dried. You have to boil the water, it takes some time, and then you add it to the bag. And that's basically the same time it took me to cook the pasta. And while that's boiling, I can prep the rest of the food. And when the pasta's done, I throw it on there, and 5 minutes more, and then you have a feast. So with a minimum of cooking skill, chop an onion basically, you can have a feast that costs less than the freeze-dried food and tastes a hell of a lot better. So I think that's an argument for actually cooking outdoors. It isn't that difficult, especially when you take one of these dishes, and it's a favorite of mine. We had this in my childhood, but that dish is nothing like the one that I learned to appreciate as an adult, because that was sausage stroganoff, and a kind of bland sausage that you chopped up with lots of tomato puree and basically salt, pepper and some milk, and you serve that with rice. And as a kid it was okay, we liked it, but it was really nothing like the original. So if you haven't tried this one, do that. My version is quite simplified. I took away a lot of the original stuff, white wine and whatnot, and I wager that a 10-year-old can fix this without any problems. So I highly recommend this. It's good to be out again. As always, I look forward to your comments, your take on the outdoor cooking. It's always fun to read. And the thumbs up. It really helps both the video and the channel, so I would appreciate that. And if you haven't subscribed yet, maybe you could think to try that one, and you see when I'm out doing more shenanigans in the woods. Eventually I will get there, even if it sometimes takes a while. But I hope that all of you are good, and until the next time, take care. Cheers.